Hello everyone and welcome. So in this video, I want to go over the new Refactor gear set and give it a bit of a review. I've had a bit of a play around with it and I'm not too sure right now. So I want to share my views with you and you can let me know down in the video comments what you think and what you're trying. I know a lot of people like this. So yeah, let's talk about it. First, we'll go over the gear set. I'm sure you know what it is if you've been playing the game. But still, the Refactor gear set is new this season, and for 2 pieces of it, you've got 15% status effects. For 3 pieces, you get 25% skill damage, and 4 pieces is giving you the return to sender talent. And it does sound real good. You receive repairs of 10% of your damage dealt by your skills, and your allies receive repairs of 20% of your damage dealt by your skills. So basically, make a skill build, repair yourself while your skills are doing damage. I had a lot of thoughts around this, and I was thinking some hybrids maybe. I don't know, but it sounds like it can be more aggressive because you've got to be getting heals. But you do still need a lot of skill damage because it's based off of that. Now, in a little clip that you saw at the start, I will show you more of that clip in a moment. This is the build that I pieced together for it. I've just done it very quickly off the top of my head, what I thought a Refactor build would look like. I've gone the capacitor because when I'm shooting with the capacitor, you know, it's going to be increasing that skill damage, and the capacitor also gets extra damage from my skill tiers on the build. And my build is going to be 6 skill tier. And we ensure that with the specialization. We've got the technician specialization there. Secondary, I've got the mechanical animal. If I want to switch this at any point, I can just kill somebody to grant overcharge. Sidearm really doesn't matter. And then the 4 pieces of Refactor I've put on the mask, chest, gloves, and knees. Now, the gloves and knees come with blue cores, and the mask and chest comes with skill tier. So it was a little bit of a farm to be able to get the yellow tier on the gloves there. But most pieces here, we've got skill tier and skill damage, and I've thrown on skill haste mods where there's skill haste. It's just the knee pads that I've got armor and skill damage, and it's okay having that armor there because we've got the technician giving us a skill tier. It's a 6 skill tier build still, and I've got 2 blue cores on there as well because I've got the memento backpack, which is giving me weapon damage, armor core, and skill tier. And the final piece I thought I put on the build was the Picaro's holster. This gives me skill damage and weapon damage as the attribute rolls there, the perfect attribute, and I've rolled skill tier onto it. And as for the skills, this is a skill build. You want skills that are going to be causing a lot of damage. I just thrown on a striker drone and cluster mines. You could go striker drone and assault turret, I guess. Anything really, as long as you're causing skill damage, you're going to be getting heals, and you then want to try and put some damage output out. That's why I kind of went with the Picaro's holster, because we've got some damage there. The memento backpack is giving me some extra damage, and when I pick up those memento trophies, I'm also kind of helping everything. I'm helping my armor, my weapon damage, and my skill damage. And before we get back to the clip, the chest piece on the build gives you the increased interest talent, which increases the repairs received from return to sender from 10 to 25% for yourself and 20 to 35% to your allies. The backpack talent, I have to go and find the backpack. If you're interested in that, is called Over-Engineered. While at full armor, repairs received from return to sender will provide bonus armor up to 80% of your total armor. Does not apply to allies though. I did like the sounds of this also, if I'm being honest with you, just that the way I thought about the build and how I was going to use it, I just wanted the memento for the memento buffs. Now, the build worked very well. I was happy with it. It was a good build. I loved the amount of healing you get with the way this build is set up as I've set it up. It's great. You take some damage. As long as I've got my striker drone now, I'm getting my armor back to full. And I could then use the cluster mines to do some real good damage to spawns as they were spawning and stuff. So it does work very well. Now, I guess it's just not my playstyle really. And when I think about how I'd implement this into any of my other main content strategies. Now, running around heroic with this build is absolutely fine. You could probably complete all heroic content with this quite easily. But I'm thinking like legendary missions or raids and things like that, maybe the incursion. I'm just not sure where I'd place this build in those when I'm thinking of those. Open world, heroic, definitely. Legendary content. I've seen Pony and Hello, they've been streaming. Shout out to them. I know they really like this build, and you can see what they're trying to do with it. They're trying to get a whole team. So their thought process is whole team healing each other, and it does look incredible. I just think it lacks the damage personally. Wow, it looks great and it works great. Maybe I think they're thinking about this now anyway, but getting more damage into that situation. But then when I compare it to the strategies that I use, we just use a healer, you see, and we keep everybody healed and go for real high DPS, and we just kill things very quickly. And I'm thinking the only way I could really see this going in my sort of like legendary strategy would be to replace it with the healer. And I wouldn't mind testing that. A build like this, instead of having my healer, I'd have this build where they could throw out skills. So we've got the skill support, but also getting the heals then from the skills. I'll probably adjust the build slightly to what I've shown you if I was going to use it for that though. And if I do play around with that, I will get back to you. We'll probably stream it, test it, and do another video. But that's where my thought process is with that gear set right now. Possible replacement for healer in my legendary, maybe replacement for healer in raids potentially, I'm not sure. But for heroic sort of content, for open world content, the build I've shown you was very, very good. It was good. But I guess I'd like to know what you guys are feeling about this. This is just my initial thought process for this build. This build I've shown you today is, I'm not saying this is the best way to do this by any means. It's just my brainstorm very quickly, what I thought about it, where I was going to use it. And that's what I came up with. But I see a lot of people are really raving about this. So let's have a conversation down in the comments. If you can let me know what you guys are doing with this build, your ideas, how you're going to use it, how you'd implement it in your raid strategies potentially, or legendary strategies. It'd be cool to have a read through, and we'll play around with this some more, maybe live on stream, and see if I can be really run over by it. I want to be run over by it. I want to love it as much as Pony and Hello do. I'm just not quite there yet, but I'm hoping to be. So let me know down in the video comments what you think about this gear set and what you're doing with it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to end it there. Like the video. As I said, comment down below, help the algorithm as well. Subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more of the Division 2 from me. I also have a community as well, which is linked down in the video description, so go and check that out as well. But thank you for watching today. Until the next one, take care.